Hi, this is Andy from GPS Training. In this video we're just going to show you a great feature that we really like using on the TwoNav handheld GPS devices when we're out walking, hiking, trail running, etc. It's a feature where we have an off-route deviation alarm. So if you're navigating a route on the screen of your device and you deviate off that route, you have an alarm sounder on the devices. What we really like about this feature on the TwoNav GPS devices is you can set the sensitivity of the alarm, what distance you deviate off your route that you want it to actually alert you. It also allows you to do a repeat, so you can have it repeat at intervals after you went off course in case you've missed the first alarm. As well as the tone sound, you do get a notification on the screen of the device as well, and it will draw a red line with an arrow pointer back to your route that you've deviated off with the distance. Now I've got all 4 TwoNav devices that we stock in front of me now. For the demonstration, I'm just going to use the 2 devices in the middle. So what we've got on the right hand side is the furthest right one is the Cross Plus, and then the Rock is the next one in. And on the left hand side, we've got the Terra, which is the one that's turned on here on the left hand side, and then the largest one, the Adventurer 2 Plus, that has the extra button control. The main difference between these is the 2 on the right hand side don't have any volume control or different tones. It's just the 1 tone and the 1 volume, but you will hear it's nice and clear. With the 2 bigger units, the Terra and the Adventurer 2, they have volume control and various tone settings that you can set. Otherwise it works in the same way. So what I'm going to do first is do the one on the Terra device. So this is the one here. I'm just going to move these ones out the way and bring the Terra into the center. So what I'm going to do with the Terra device, I'm just going to go into the settings on the main menu, and in the main menu settings under activity profiles, we have alarms and data fields. There's other alarms you can set to do with if you drop below a certain speed, go above a speed, slopes, altitude. You can actually add on a heart rate sensor, Bluetooth heart rate sensor, and have alerts to do with heart rate zones as well. But we're going to concentrate on the deviation from route alarm. I've got this one set at 50 feet at the moment, but what you can do on the device, we can actually change it by putting in a figure and type in whatever figure we want. It could be 10 foot, that'd probably be a bit too sensitive, 70 foot, 80 foot, etc. If you're working in meters, we can have the unit set as meters as well. So I'm going to leave that one as 50 foot. It's got sound alarm turned on. I could turn that off if I didn't want to get a sounder and I just want to get the alert on the screen, but really we do want to hear what the alarm sounds like, so I'm going to have sound alarm. I've got the tone set as 3 beeps at the minute, so I'll let you have a listen to what they sound like and some of the alternatives. We've got repeat alarm turned on, so you don't have to use the repeat alarm, but with repeat alarm turned on, if you accidentally miss an alarm, you can set it as a repetition of 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes and 10 minutes. I generally put it at either 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So I'm just going to show you what that sounds like now. So I've got the volume on this one set at the minute at 30%, but it will sound quite loud because we are inside a building, so you are going to get the echo from me being inside. Of course, when you're outside and you've got a bigger area around you and the noise of, say, the wind and things like that, it's not obviously going to sound as loud, but bear in mind, this is only at 30% volume. So I generally use the 2 beeps as the setting I normally have. So 2 beeps is going to sound like this. So that's the 2 beeps. We could have it as 1 beep or 3 beeps. We have other settings, just to give you an idea what they sound like. So you can have fun with the different settings. Some of them might be a little bit too loud for you. That's the sort of settings we can have. I'm going to put it back to the 2 beeps, which is what I normally use. And then I'm just going to come right back out of here to the main menus and back to the map screen. And we have a little shortcut tab at the top where at any time you can mute the volume or adjust it. So we can mute it, but if I adjust the volume now, it'll give you an idea. So I'm going to put it down to 20%, down to 10%. So that's 10%. And then if I put it right up, so the last noise we heard there was 80%. So imagine though, if you're outside with lots of wind noise, you're on a windy hill and you don't want to deviate off, you've got all that control with the volume. So now I'm going to take this one to one side and bring in the rock unit. So this is the smallest out of all the units. So on the volume control on this one, it's basically on or off. So on the audio, you either mute it or it's on. So I've got this on. And I'm just going to give you an idea by actually starting a route so you know what it sounds like. It's the same settings where we go into the main menu and we go into the settings, the activity profiles and the alarms data fields. Exactly the same settings we can do on the Terra and the Adventurer 2. The only difference is when we go into the alarm settings, we don't have the tone settings. So we've still got the repetition alarm, whether you want it to sound or not, and we can still put in a distance that we want the alarm to go off. So the Cross Plus is the same as this device. It's only the Terra and the Adventurer 2 that have the extra tones and the volume. So if I was to load a route now, that's not where I am. So I'm just going to put a route that's a little bit away from me. I'm going to select Start. So that beep, 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 that's what you're going to hear. And then you will get an arrow on the screen giving you the distance to get back on this route. The reason the map zoomed out is this map route's a long way away from me, so it's just zoomed right out so it can see where I currently am with the red triangle and where the route is. If you were actually walking this route and you were actually on the route and deviated off, it would be a little bit different. What you would be seeing on the screen, you'd be following the line of the route, whatever colour you've chosen. I've selected yellow for this route, and if I was to deviate off this route, I'd get the alarm and the red pointer would be the distance, might only be 50 feet, 100 feet, pointing in the direction to get back onto that route. But I hope you found this video useful at just looking at the alarm settings that we have available on the different devices. So just as a reminder, I'll just push these all in so you can see them. The two smaller devices on the right hand side are the Rock and the Cross Plus on the far right. They're the ones that have the alarm sounder, but you've only got that one tone setting that we heard at the end there, but we still have the repeat and the option to change how often it repeats, but we only have a mute, we don't have a volume, it's either on or off. And with the two larger units on the left hand side, the Terra that we did the demonstration on and the larger Adventurer 2 with the extra push button control, they also have the volume control and the different tone settings. More information on the GPS devices can be found on our gpstraining.co.uk website under GPS Store and GPS devices. Purchasing a TwoNav GPS device from GPS Training, you get access to many more detailed training videos that cover using the devices and all the settings that you need to know. So you get those videos for free for a year, as well as email and telephone support from ourselves if you purchase one of these handheld devices. So we hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.